Saint Louis, Saturday Michael Noel, Communist Noel. Oh God, oh God.
But Gun say he's my partner, and he promised to help me ride the Paiso. But he never showed up. I ain't worrying. I know why. It's defined as a special occasion where special people make big money donation. But me as a commoner, I was never invited in one. They were all held by a special host, a little MAGA man, he loved to boast, known as the first Jesus in Grenada, so this country bound to prosper. But the first thing common about them gala, they were never about Grenada, was about the PM, his popularity and his party. So you could guess who made all the money. You want plain more than a hostess, fooled us to believe you are doing the nation's business. I evaluated your loyalty, you always put your party before the country. All about in Canada, in England and America, healthcare is in shambles and in great danger. Acting prime ministers like sand on the seashore, he gone in another gala down so. Voted into office, care for the people and show them you mean business. Remember all those pies in the sky, still dazzling our eyes. Be guided that the role of a prime minister has nothing to do with hosting gala and a passport seller. So if you want to continue chasing the dollar, go back and be a damn blasted lawyer. The second thing common about them gala, they were all held in the diaspora because we poor and beggy. It's like Grenada have Trinidad money. You really take Grenadians for fools. We're still waiting on the houses with the swimming pool. The next time you leave for a gala, do come back, stay your skin in the diaspora. Jailed up prisoners breaking, bucket of water, police station roof they leaking. More and more frustrated officers retiring. Too much corruption in the promoting. Still the minister of the diaspora, so let him take responsibility for them gala. But it seems like you don't trust him one bit, because he was partner with Keith. Or you could send toast Telesford or Andy. Them failures have history of managing big money. And stop wasting your time in gala. Gala cannot transform Grenada. Your presence must be felt continually. So much nice things you could do in this country, like taking a photo by a high-grade tree. Next time you should take one bite with me. You can't afford to jump in, so Ron and Tevin does do what they want when you go. The next time you're going to have a gala, Please do one in Tivoli for $5. On concrete among the patient sleeping. Basic medication, we in the procuring. For the Chinese housing, them homeless women still waiting. Morning, noon and night, gunshot rattling, security minister still galleying.
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 7 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada.
So wrong.
And of course, we like to say a special good night to all of you listening locally, regionally, internationally.
But I want him to focus on Grenada.
Grenadians, no matter where you are.
Diaspora. You don't behaving as if you.
Those of you listening from the homeland, Africa, we say a special good night to the African contingent,
From scholar would say, as man you could do better. Please don't.
From the actual Grenadians that listening to the scammers that have been attempting to take over the Talking Points social media, a special good night to all of you.
Expecting you to deliver.
They are trying. They're trying hard to.
Some people say promises are comfort to fools. You can't take people for puppy show, cause next election they'll tell
A special good night to you, Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
them Iman is still waiting. Rastaman asking when the herb legalizing. More and more gun crime escalating. Please do something before families start crying. When late salaries paid, tell Mr. Grimes.
And folks, right now, I believe the constituency meeting for St. Mark is taking place right now,
My nice PM stop the gala.
So the constituency meeting for St. Mark, that is taking place right now.
Selection is
And tomorrow at 6:30, let me pull it up, we like to show you while we telling you, like to show you the thing on them, right? So tomorrow at 6:30, St. David, they will be having their constituency branch meeting. That will be taking place tomorrow up there in St. David. Of course, political leader Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and together with Mr. Oliver Joseph, my good friend, the constituency lead in St. David, and Senator the Honorable Katisha Douglas, the deputy constituency lead out there in St. David. So that's taking place tomorrow, Thursday, 11th April from 6:30 p.m. at the Corinth Government School. So those of you in St. David, head on out there. Those of you in Corinth and Lassa Jess and surrounding areas, those of you that can make it out to the meeting, even if you're down in Wester Hall, La Colombe, wherever it is, and you can head on out to that meeting, make the special effort to attend. So the St. David constituency branch meeting, that's taking place tomorrow with the political leader of the New National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, together with the constituency lead and deputy lead, that's Mr. Oliver Joseph, together with Senator the Honorable Katisha Douglas, starting at 6:30 at the Corinth Government School tomorrow. So those of you that can make it out, make a special effort and head on out.
I am. Serious business. There is a time for everything, and for everything there is a season. So man and man must reason. So I think it's prime time that we address some more issues. Simple information I will use. No rocket science to get you confused. So relax your mind.
Also, folks, the customer service workshop that's taking place this Saturday. And of course, it's being run by our good friend Sherma Wells. And I've been getting some very positive reviews on the workshops that have taken place thus far. So if you've got a business or you operate a business, you've got staff and so on, and you want them to become more adept at customer service and understand the perimeters of customer service, as well as if you yourself, you're into business and you want to improve the way that you deal with customers and so on, you can attend this workshop. It's taking place this Saturday. All right, it's taking place this Saturday. I'm trying to remember the exact location. Auntie Sherms, National Stadium. Give me the information, man. Yeah. So so it's taking place this Saturday. All right, they're having what is customer service, types of customer service, the customer service journey, various bits and pieces of information about customer service, ethical issues, good, bad, and excellent customer service, like what it is, service profit chain, all of these bits and pieces of information. All right, so for some more information, let me just get the number here for you. Yeah, because it's not on the actual document itself here. So you can call 457-1990. So that's 457-1990. You could contact Miss Sherma Wells and she will be able to book you in. Yeah, you need to register and go on out and be part of that activity. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Yeah, and it is well worth it. So contact Miss Sherma Wells. She'll give you some further information in relation to that customer service workshop that's taking place this Saturday. All right, nice.
The cause of frustration, past administration, chief of corruption. Then to economic recession, we can't give you attention. Economic recession, the cause of poverty.
Good night to you, Zoe. Good night to you, Zayla.
No employment for the ordinary man.
Good night to you, Xavier.
When you trick us with campaign.
Good night to you, Neela. Good night to you, Namara.
That's the way it is. We've waited.
Is it Namara or Niamara?
Strain, but you now refrain.
To get that clear, I see Granny Aguasca.
All your projects are stuck in a pipeline. But when asked, how is the country?
Mommy George, I see your message late.
We are looking into it. Never.
Yes, Mommy George, I saw your message, but I saw it late.
Pipeline. No water to cool down the yellow temperature. When will they start? Please answer that. Oh, soon.
Folks, it is the midweek meditation.
Though things are turning at a very slow pace, we now run no race. 5 years is a lot of space. It's just a few.
And we've got a bit to talk about.
Few disgruntled green people with their vexed face. When you trick us with campaign.
Yes, indeed. For some reason, the WhatsApp is down again. Yeah, we've been having that constant problem. The computer is okay, but there's just some problem with it. It keeps cutting off. I'll have to take it out, fix it, and bring it back in. So it's not that I need to replace the computer or so. It is just some technical problem with it that has it cutting off. And it's cutting off. And when it cuts off, it is giving a lot of problems to come back on and stay on. I have to constantly put it on to try to get it to stay on. So I am working on that to see if I can get it to stay on, so that we could get your calls via WhatsApp. But in the interim, we can take your direct calls, 440-7377, and we can take your calls on the international line, 347-329-3101. We can take those calls, all right? So in the interim, you see it's cut off again. It's just not staying on for some reason. It's not a battery issue because it's plugged in. So I really have to trace exactly what that problem is. I'll probably go with it tonight and spend part of the night sorting it out. So 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on to tonight's program. And as you may have seen from the artwork here, we have some stuff to discuss because nation builders, been hearing about nation builders and you're only hearing different things being said. Nation builders doing this, nation builders doing that. The WASH program is under the nation builders. When you check the budget, you realize that they're speaking about the WASH program, and the WASH program is under. But from what we have been told and what we have seen, the documentation that is there in the registry, nation builders is supposed to be a non-governmental organization. And we're still trying to figure out how you can have a non-governmental organization that is operating basically as a division of the government. In the name, it says non governmental. It means that they are not a governmental organization. Yet still, Nation Builders was registered in October of last year as a non-governmental organization. Yeah, that is when the registration for Nation Builders was completed. And before we even go further into the details of that, I think what I'm going to play for you, when they came out to us and they told us about Nation Builders and they told us what Nation Builders is supposed to be. So let me see if I can pull that up and let you all, just a little reminder of what Nation Builders, according to what they were saying before, was supposed to be. So let me see if I can pull that here.
Right, and following the June 23 election, we recognize the energy levels of Grenadians is high. And everybody is eager to get involved in nation building and to play their part. But we also recognize that the interaction with government agencies could sometimes be quite bureaucratic and frustrating. We are persons in the diaspora wanting to give back, wanting to contribute, and the process sometimes frustrates them and discourages them. So we recognize that, and we've designed a program that seeks to alleviate those barriers. And it's called Nation Builders. Essentially, Nation Builders is a program that seeks to connect citizens, private sector, and the government in a seamless way to engage in community-based activities. So, for example, if I want to build a playground, instead of going to the ministry, and in some instances, I mean, not with this government, but previous governments, they get around, you get frustrated and you just withdraw your services. There's an entity now that will facilitate that process for you to ensure that your projects are heard, recognized, and that we channel it to the right ministry or agency for fast implementation. Nation Builders would also seek to collaborate with the private sector. So, for example, I may have an idea for a playground, I have $10,000, but I need another $20,000 to make the program a reality. Through Nation Builders, we will facilitate the pooling of resources by collaborating with the private sector, collaborating with other citizens to ensure the effective execution of those projects. So essentially, Nation Builders is a facilitator for citizens' involvement in the building of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Do any of you just go to slide 2? So again, Nation Builders will be a division under the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation that aims to enhance community engagement and the collaboration between government, citizens in Grenada by addressing the bureaucratic obstacles and promoting volunteerism. The division fosters an active civic involvement and empowers individuals to participate in community projects for the nation's development. Why Nation Builders? 1, we see Grenadians home and abroad, they're pumped, they're eager, and they want to do their part. 2, transformation, we believe, is a we thing. It doesn't reside in the domains of these 15 persons here. It really resides in the hands of all Grenadians. And we want to ensure everybody has the ability to play their part. 3, currently contributing to nation building is quite bureaucratic and frustrating. And 4, we believe proper systems and processes results in better implementation. Hence the reason for Nation Builders. Again, this is just an outline of what Nation Builders seeks to do. Create a structured mechanism for the initiation and execution of community-based projects. 2, to inspire and encourage Grenadians to become more involved in the activities of nation building. 3, to connect citizens, members of the private sector, and the Grenadian diaspora with local community projects and initiatives. 4, to promote volunteerism and the ideas around nation building and leadership in Grenada. And 3, to publicize the projects that are currently happening.
All right, so Nation Builders, let me just pull this back here. Nation Builders is supposed to be a division of government. They're supposed to be the same way you would have a ministry of, like you have the Ministry of Agriculture, and you may have the division that deal with lands. You may have the pest management division and so on. You may have the forestry division. nation builders is supposed to be, according to what you were hearing there at that particular meeting. I believe that was earlier in the year last year, or earlier in the year last year, that you were hearing that nation builders, the organization called Nation Builders, was supposed to be like a subset, basically a subset, a division within a ministry. But instead of that, if you go to the National Registry, you will find that Nation Builders, and I'm taking this off of the Now Grenada website, Nation Builders has been registered as a non-profit or non-governmental organization in October 2023, and they were registered by Mitchell and Company. Now, if you're registered as a non-profit, non-governmental organization, it means that you are not supposed to be a division of government. So it's either Nation Builders is a part of government or they are not a part of government. But officially, in the state of Grenada, they have been registered as a non-governmental organization, an NGO. But there's the first time in the history of government, not just here in Grenada, but throughout the Caribbean, anywhere in the English-speaking Caribbean, anywhere in the world, that I have heard of a non-governmental organization that is part of government. Again, just for those in the back of the class, it's in the name. NGO stands for non-governmental organization. It means that you are not part of government. It means that you're carrying out work, you're carrying out duties independent of government. Yes, government may be able to assist, but you have to find your funding, other sources, and so you are not part of government. So the Prime Minister's law firm registered last year, and he can't divorce himself of the law firm. It carries his name, Mitchell and Company. Not Company and Company, not Sheldon and Company, it's Mitchell and Company. So the Prime Minister's law firm registered Nation Builders. They are a registered NGO, registered by the Prime Minister of Grenada's law firm. Any other country, they would be asking questions about that. But no, in Grenada here, we just leave it alone. Nation Builders is supposed to be carrying out the program called WASH. That is what they have been, they said they put them in place to do, to carry out projects such as WASH and so on. And you heard them speaking at that meeting there about eliminating bureaucracy. That was back in March of last year, about eliminating bureaucracy. In other words, instead of going through the proper procedure, because there's a reason that there's a certain level of bureaucracy within the government service. Not to slow things down, but to make sure that there's a paper trail when things are done. So that if you have to, for instance, you have to purchase a vehicle, that there's a specific paper trail that says, this is the reason that government is purchasing that vehicle. This is the reason, this is the need, this is what that vehicle is going to be used for. And this is the process, that you don't just walk into the first vehicle supplier and you buy a vehicle, but that there's a process in relation to procurement where you check with different dealers to see what they have available, and then the best selection is made. Not that you say that is your friend and you just go by them and you buy the vehicle and you bring the bill to government. That's not how it is done. It is done in a way that there is a paper trail so that anybody that comes after you will be able to follow up and be able to check and say, this is why this was done, this is how this was done, and these are all the people that were involved in making sure that that was done. They have created Nation Builders to cut out all of that. They said too much bureaucracy. We want to go through it. All we want to know is that we want a vehicle and we just say go and buy one, and they buy one and they come with it. But instead of going through the proper procedure, which they call bureaucracy, instead of going through the proper procedure, which leaves the paper trail, which gives the people who come after, because there will be people coming after very, very soon too, there will be people coming after who would need to be able to pick up on a paper trail to say, okay, this was done because of this. This is the reason this was done. These are the mischief it was trying to solve. This is the problem it was trying to deal with. And this is the reason that this was taken from here or that was taken from here, or monies were spent to do A, B, or C. And the monies came from here and the monies were spent there. These are the receipts, everything it was done on this date and so. But they're trying to shortcut that. So they create an NGO that is not an NGO, because it could never be an NGO and still be part of a government ministry. And these people watching us in our face on a weekly basis and telling us that Nation Builders is part of government, but yet still registered. And anybody could go into the registry tomorrow morning. You can pay, ask for the search, and ask for a copy of the document, pay your fees and so, and get a copy of the document. You don't have to take my word for it. Anybody could go into the office and get a copy of that. Now, they're saying that they're doing the water and sanitation project. But let's just look back at something that I've mentioned before, but I thought it important to mention again tonight, because I think sometimes me personally, sometimes I tend to pick up on an issue. We speak about an issue and then we leave it, and then people forget about the issue. But I don't want people to forget about Nation Builders, because I hear people are talking about NGOs and all sorts of things there. And I think we need to remind them. And you need to make sure that everybody understands what Nation Builders is. Yeah? So they have said that Nation Builders is supposed to be an NGO. Yeah? The address of Nation Builders is Unit Number 2, Hobson House, St. John Street, St. George, Grenada. And if anybody knows Number 2, Hobson House, St. John's Street, St. George, Grenada, you know that's the Prime Minister's building. So the so-called NGO, non-governmental organization, that is a governmental organization, that was registered by the Prime Minister's law firm. I'm hearing through the grapevine now that they changed address. But the address, the principal address, is Unit Number 2, Hobson House, St. John Street, St. George, Grenada. Yeah? And who are the directors? There are 3 directors. Benedict Peters, that is a person from Paradise St. Andrew. Dorsina Ruth Noel, who is from Soubise in St. Andrew. And Marie Benjamin, whose listed address is Montou Grandance, St. George. All of them were appointed as directors of Nation Builders on the 12th of September 2023. Let me repeat that again. All of these directors were appointed as of the 12th of September 2023. Yeah? The organization itself, right? Let me see when the documents were first. It was registered, right? It was registered in October 2023. October of last year, it was registered. Following an application to the Attorney General Chambers, and we know the Attorney General is Claudette Joseph, by the law firm Mitchell and Company. So the Attorney General, who is Claudette Joseph, who is an executive member of the National Democratic Congress, a senator appointed, a minister appointed by the National Democratic Congress. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that all applications, regardless of who, let me just make that clear, but all applications have to go to the Attorney General's chamber when you're doing these sorts of registration. You can't send it to anywhere else. It has to go to the Attorney General's chamber. In this instance, though, the Attorney General is also a political person. Yeah? So it goes to the Attorney General's chamber in September of 2023. The documents were brought there by Mitchell and Company, the Prime Minister's law firm. And we're talking about the non-governmental organization that is not a non-governmental organization, that is a governmental organization. Nation Builders. Well, you like to talk about faith? Let me talk about Nation Builders. Yeah? So, they were brought in. The information, the registration was done by Mitchell and Company. That was in September of 2023. And that was from their grand aunt's address, because you know they have a grand aunt's address. So from their grand aunt's address, Unit 14 to 16 at Excel Plaza, Grenada, St. George. The letter seeking approval from the Attorney General's Chamber was submitted on the 21st day of September 2023, and the reply was processed on the 3rd of October 2023. It was signed by Ray Thomas, who is Crown Counsel in the Attorney General's Chamber. Is Miss Ray Thomas not the daughter of Mr. Tillman Thomas? Yeah. All you understand the whole thing that's going on here, right? Nice. So the Prime Minister's law firm, right, brought the application to Claudette as Attorney General. It was approved and was signed by Mr. Tillman Thomas' daughter, I think it is, who is the Crown Counsel. Right, in the Attorney General's Chamber. Right. So it says, according to the Articles of Incorporation, the non-profit organization shall only carry on business of a philanthropic, charitable, educational, scientific, literacy, artistic, professional, sporting, or athletic nature. Right? But there's more to this. Before Nation Builders was registered, before Nation Builders, the registration process for Nation Builders was completed, the Cabinet of Grenada on the 25th day of September 2023 approved $500,000 to Nation Builders. Anybody in Cabinet, tell me that what I am saying is untrue. Anybody involved in Nation Builders, I challenge you. I ain't showing anything tonight. I challenge you to tell me that what I am saying is a lie. $500,000 was given to a non-existent NGO. They were not properly constituted yet. That's why I keep saying the dates. Because on the 21st of September, you had documents going in. So the documents for Nation Builders went in on the 21st of September. Yet 4 days later, the cabinet of this country approved $500,000 to Nation Builders. And I'm asking, I'm telling all you is the fact. They approved $500,000. And they, even in that approval, said specifically that that money should be transferred to Nation Builders Incorporated, which I find very, very laughable, in that Nation Builders was not yet even a registered NGO. But here they were saying transfer $500,000. $500,000 to Nation Builders, an organization that was not registered fully until the 3rd of October. You submitted the documents on the 21st of September. But Cabinet approved money, $500,000 to Nation Builders before they were even finished registered. And let me ask a question here. So which account did Nation Builders put that $500,000 or $500,000 into? Because if you're not even registered yet, what bank account did they use? They used one of the individuals' their personal bank account? That's how we operating in this country right now. I'm asking a question in this one. One of the three people that I mentioned, did they, or all three, did they break it up in three parts and put money here, money there, money there? How, which account did that money go to? Because how would they open an account as Nation Builders when they didn't even have documents for registration? How could they? So on the 25th day of September 2023, Nation Builders got an approval, $500,000, $500,000, yeah? Whichever way you want to say it. But $500,000 was approved. I am confirming it. I'm not asking all you. I'm telling all you for a fact. Yeah? I'm telling all you for a fact. And let me repeat. Somebody just asked me to repeat. Who are the people? Who are the... One of them is the significant other of a senior member in the National Democratic Congress. a person who carries a red passport. They ain't carrying a blue one like the rest of us. They carrying a red passport. They're on all board, all direction, all kind of thing. They are the significant other of a senior member of the National Democratic Congress. Another individual I am hearing is supposed to be or was the chairperson of a NDC branch somewhere or the other. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, that is what tongue say. All you can sue me for what I hear in tongue. Go and sue tongue. So I hear another person there is supposed to be the chair. I think it's in St. David. They were the chair or is the chair or whatever for the St. David NDC branch or whichever NDC branch. So let me give the names again. Benedict Peters, Paradise St. Andrew, Dosina Shireen Ruth Noel of Soubise St. Andrew, and Marie Benjamin of Montour Road, Grandance, St. George. Those are the 3 directors of this organization. Connect the dots and find out who those 3 people are either related to, or who they engaged to, or who they are wrong, or which organization they are in. We have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, caller.
Good night, sir.
You're live. Go right ahead.
This is why last week I asked you, where is the public integrity in public life office is? These are the people that have to give us this information. I am very serious about it. Just as how you're stressing a nation about our
Nation
non-profit organization.
NGO? That is not NGO.
NGO. That is how I stress in on integrity in public life. That is where we have to start. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend. Well, you're asking about the Integrity in Public Life Commission. I know a listing was given of the members. Quite recently, a listing was given of the members of the Integrity in Public Life Commission. And then, in last week's copy of the Government Gazette, I realized that one of the members resigned. So notice of resignation, that is in last week's copy. This is from Friday the 5th of April 2024, the Government Gazette. This is not Sheldon saying, this is the government of Grenada saying. So one of the members of the Integrity Commission, for whatever reason, it will be interesting to have a conversation and find out why they have decided to separate themselves and they are no longer a member of the Integrity Commission. But it says here, notice of resignation. Pursuant to Section 11 of the Integrity in Public Life Act number 24 of 2013, which established the Integrity Commission, the public is hereby informed of the resignation of Ms. Jasmine Redhead, attorney at law, as a member of the Commission with effect from 29th of February 2024. And that's a notice from the Governor General's residence, the office, Point Saline, St. George, the 3rd of April 2024. So one member resigned. The other members are there, and to be honest with you, the members cannot operate if there is nothing before them. So one of us, and I say us because I include myself, have to ensure that we put our information together and we approach the Integrity in Public Life Commission because something is definitely wrong here. How can you okay $500,000 to a company that wasn't even finished registering yet? We know the Attorney General is a member of the political organization. We know that. They did not go the direction of getting an Attorney General who is separate from the political directorate. Okay, it happens. You do that from time to time, so we understand. But under that Attorney General's watch is where you have this sort of thing taking place. So the the Prime Minister's law firm makes an application for to create a NGO. They make it to the Attorney General's chambers. Of course, we know who the Attorney General is. Right. It is okayed. Later down is signed by Mr. Tillman Thomas's daughter or whoever. Yeah, she's a nice young lady, intelligent young lady. She have her job right. So she signed the thing. Right. Good. But in the space of time that it takes to sign, the application is made on the 21st for this quote-unquote so-called NGO. It is made on the 21st of September last year. And after it is made on the 21st of September last year, you have the situation where the government, before the application process could be finished and they could be certified, registered and certified and have the documents to even go and open a bank account, okayed $500,000 for them. Yeah? It's like a fella in architectural school, he ain't finished and everything, and you come and you tell him, you say, well, okay, now, here now, you're building that house and thing. He ain't finished, he ain't learned nothing, he just, first day, he just gone in. He ain't know nothing about building house and thing, he now starting, but you say, okay, you're building that house for me next month, so you go do the house and thing, and you come and you pay him everything one time, you say, go build that house for me. Not even registered. Talk about that. Yeah? Talk about that. Y'all want to talk about that? Let me hear about that. Because it's the same nation builders that was claiming that they're not receiving any money from the government of Grenada. And they were saying that they're not receiving any money from the government of Grenada. That everything, all the money they're getting for WASH program and so, yeah, they were saying all that they're getting for WASH program and so is from, let me hear what they had to say.
And, who is financing this WASH initiative?
Well, this WASH initiative is financed by partners, various partners. So it is not being financed, I should place on the record, by government or whatnot like that. But this team...
young lady, maybe you didn't know, but that's a lie. If you know and you say that, it's a lie. If you didn't know, then you are being misled. $500,000 by the government of Grenada was placed into the hands of nation builders for the WASH program on the 25th day of September 2023. So that, my friends, is a blatant misdirection, lie. Maybe the young lady don't know what she's talking about.
This WASH initiative is financed by partners, various partners. So it is not being financed, I should place on the record, by government or whatnot like that. But this team, this NGO, is receiving finances from outside partnership. We would have received partnership from people like Ramdani, right? We would have also received finances from persons out there in the diaspora and other local companies who is tapping into this. So monies for this project is being outsourced. We would have created an account whereby persons who are interested in this initiative can deposit their money. They can also make inquiries through our email and also through our offices. Yeah. So everything thus far, especially financially related, has been outsourced, and it has been from the heart of people who see this as an initiative that they want to embark on also, and they would have been given back in one way or the other.
Would it be correct, therefore, to say that it is an NGO, non-governmental organization?
It is an NGO.
Right. And
that is working in partnership with the government.
With government. And the private sector, of course.
And the private sector.
Individuals.
Yeah.
So therefore, you can source financing from interested, like-minded individuals, locally and internationally.
Yeah, we hear enough of you, Terry. I ain't really interested in hearing you tonight. I'm playing Kami tonight. I want to hear you. Right. Yes, folks. So what was just told to the Grenadian people there was a blatant lie. I'm telling all you straight up, it's a lie. From the pit of hell, it's a lie. $500,000 was given on the 25th of September to nation builders. Yeah? What account nation builders put it on would be very interesting to find out. It would be very interesting to find out what account that money was placed on. Because at that point in time, they had no certificate of registration. So what did they use to go to the bank to open an account as nation builders? Or what they do? They take the cash and put it under the bed next to the posy? How did they take that $500,000 that was given to them? Because definitely $500,000 was given to them for the WASH program. Contrary to what you were hearing there about is from people that given Even the people that given and all this kind of thing, there must be some sort of accountability when it comes to that, you know. To this quote-unquote NGO. Because you even have staff that were taken from the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, yes, MIT, were taken from there and sent over to nation builders. That is part of the agreement that came out of cabinet on that day. They were sent over to work along with the WASH program through the nation builders. So again, we have some questions that the government needs to answer in relation to this. And that's why I themed tonight, when is an NGO not an NGO? Because this could never be a non-governmental organization and it's carrying out governmental tasks on behalf of the government of Grenada. It defies the very definition of what an NGO is. So for you to try to give me the impression that an NGO is doing government work on behalf of government, has government staff, is being funded by government, and is still an NGO. Well, watch, I'd have to go and dig up both my parents and give them back the money that they used to send me to school if I was stupid enough to believe that. Yeah? All the money that they used to send me to school, I'd have to be extra stupid. Because there's no way that they can convince me. And over the past few weeks, you've been hearing, oh, WASH program, the Nation Builders Initiative, they're doing this and they're doing that and so on. And I challenge them to prove anything that I have said here is not true. I challenge them, tell me anything that I've said here tonight. One, that who are the directors of Nation Builders have read it out and so on. That's from the Linda Straker report in the Now Today, in the Now Grenada. Not Now Today. Yeah, Now. Today we coming to you. Now Grenada. Yeah? But you know, strange enough, as I mentioned that, I'll get back to the other thing in a while. It is very strange that on this program we have raised issues like what is taking place with nation builders, which in my view is corruption. As far as I'm concerned, it's corruption. Some kind of line, some kind of underhanded thing taking place inside there. It is not in line with the Fiscal Management Act. It is not in line with the Fiscal Management Act. It is not in line with proper financial procedures within the government of Grenada. It falls outside of the laws of Grenada. Several things that should not be done are being done. So as far as I am concerned, there is some level of corruption taking place there. And answers need to be given to the Grenadian people. But that's just one thing. I recognize that there are individuals that are going out there and they're focusing on all kind of things. So I see there are individuals who are focusing on the NNP. When the NNP doing this, when the NNP doing that. You all would recognize, and let me just use an example here. You all would recognize that I have not uttered a single word up to this point in relation to the dismissal of the pastor, the father, pastor, whatever you call him. Yeah, you know why? One, me a Catholic. That's Catholic people business, the Catholic Church business. Yeah? So I allow the Catholic Church to have the discussion. If they want to have it in public, they want to have it in private. That is up to them. Yeah? That is the reason I have not spoken on that, Father Gerard Paul. That's why I haven't spoken on his dismissal and that kind of thing. Because I find there's an issue for the Catholic Church. I ain't Catholic. I'm a Methodist. I'm a whole Wesleyan. I'm a Methodist. Yeah? But I'm not the Catholic. People will discuss the thing and they will sort out the business. When the time comes, if he had to go back, if he had to thing, they will deal with the thing. So I have not brought that issue here and started to discuss whether they're right, whether they're wrong, all that sort of thing. Quite frankly, I would be out of place to do that. That is not my thing. Yeah? Those of you who are Catholics, you all will discuss amongst yourselves. because this involves your organization and so on. So me ain't going down the road and say who right and who wrong and who should I say this and who should I say that. That is not my place. Because when it comes to the New National Party, I see a lot of people who we've beaten 15-0 several times come in to talk and say what NNP should do. I've seen people who are not card-carrying members of the New National Party, who are not supporters. Even if you're not a card-carrying member of the party, there are literally thousands of people that I know that are supporters of the New National Party, that love members of the New National Party, and if an election were called tomorrow, would vote for the New National Party, and they're not card-carrying members of the party. So I understand. They would discuss. They say, well, okay, we want to see this happening. We want to know when this is happening. We want to know when that is happening. We want to know different things. And you understand that. But when I see people who I know have no good interests for the New National Party out there, and they're talking about what's going on with the party, and what's going on with NNP, and when they're holding convention, and when they're having this, and when they come with leadership, and all this different kind of thing. And I know they are not supporters of the party. They have never been supporters of the party. They would not make a suggestion for the betterment of the party. You think when the Prime Minister stand up in Parliament and telling you who to put as your leader and think he doing that because he have some good intention for you? These people are not members of the party, nor do they have any positive energy towards the party. But when you're talking about issues like these, like nation builders, they have nothing to say. They laser focused on NNP. Some of them right now, they laser focused on Dr. Keith Mitchell. Don't tell them nothing about nation builders and all the wrong things that are taking place. They don't tell them about that. Don't tell them anything that the Prime Minister was the one on the platform night after night before the last election talking about houses in La Colombe for poor and vulnerable people. The vulnerable ladies who need it. They had the houses and they had them locked up. And these ladies need the houses. And NNP, this is criminal. Yet still, 657 days after he took office as Prime Minister, the houses are still locked up. And he was talking about 7 days before election. You hear them talking about that? You hear them calling out the Prime Minister on his hypocrisy on those issues? The same Prime Minister who came to the Grenadian people, not even a good 8 months in office, and said he had evidence of corruption and who was receiving money and all sorts of things. And you're still waiting to hear him present the cabinet conclusion that states that what he said is true. You're quoting from a cabinet conclusion and people call you out on it and you can't show it, you the Prime Minister, then something definitely has to be wrong. So these are the same people. They're coming, oh, Dr. Mitchell this, and NNP that, and NNP need to do that. What is their intention? You think that their intention is to see the NNP grow? You think their intention is to see the NNP beat them at the next general election? They have no intention but to try and create division within the organization. Because they know what division creates in the minds of Grenadian people. But don't tell them about all the wrong things that the present administration is doing. Don't tell them anything about going and take back the houses from the people in Carriacou. Houses that were given to them by the government of Grenada and then they went back and they take them back. They want to hear about that. Their focus is on, oh, Dr. Mitchell is Dr. Mitchell that. They show clearly that their interest is only in power and their own selfish agendas and not on the development of Grenada or on what people in Grenada are going through. We lost that call. Call back. Yeah, their interest is not on what the people of Grenada are going through on a daily basis. They're not interested in taking a look at the consumer price index and seeing what is happening in relation to the cost of basic food items in this country and that no measures are being put in place. None. Zero zilzot that are being put in place to arrest the inflation that's taking place and try and get the cost to at least stabilize. No, they ain't interested in that. They're interested in Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell. Because they have their own personal agendas. Me ain't call no name. I'm saying it as it is. There are many issues that are happening in this country But for these people to go and focus on those issues, I mean, I don't have to tell them to focus on the issues. They focus on what they're interested in. So if they're not interested in how you eat and survive on a daily basis, they're not interested when wrong things are done to you as a Grenadian people. They are not interested in when this government come and put a sham of an NGO in front of you and telling you it's an NGO when it's a government organization. But you can't even make up your mind if it's a government organization or an NGO. Which is why I asked the question, when is an NGO not an NGO? No, they ain't interested in them kind of thing. Talk about the NNP. So shift all discussion onto the new National Party and let the government run away with all the things that they're doing. Up to this point in time, they cannot tell you what the travel budget has been from the time that they came into office to when the question was asked last year. Up to this point in time, they cannot give you the travel budget. And let me retract that. It's not that they cannot give you. They will not give you. They will not give you the travel budget. And the reason that they will not give you the travel budget is because they know, right now I'm pretty sure if you check, most of the ministers out. And then, as I told you all earlier in the week, the Prime Minister and them go in Cuba. They go in Cuba. Let's take this call and then I'll come back. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Shelley.
Good night, sir. Go right ahead. You're live.
How are you going?
I'm good.
Good night. There's some problems here. Why you think that us try to get rid of, when you used to play cricket, you try to get rid of the Brian Lara and the Vivian Richards and them? Because the team knew that these guys and them go to do damage to the other opponent. The reason why they pressuring Dr. Mitchell, trying to pressure Dr. Mitchell, is because he's too intelligent for them. You see, too much corruption is taking place, and he knows too much figures. So once he out the way, that's what they want. They want him out the way for them to continue with the corruption. That is what taking place. They don't want to be exposed. You see, he knows too much. He knows too much figures. That's what they want. That is why they want him out the way. The level of corruption that is in Grenada right now, I mean, is unbearable. I mean, you talk about corruption. No corruption is raging now. And where is the so-called NGO? Where is the so-called unions? The so-called church conference at churches and all of them. Where is them? All the people who used to be vocal. Nobody is vocal now. What happened? All you concentrate on Gary, that the only person that is like able to see something and ask questions. You want to get rid of them? And Grenadians should wake up and smell the coffee, see what's going on, because that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. Once they could hush him up and get him out of the way, that's good for them. Anyway, Shelley, have a good night.
All right, thank you. Yeah, well, you don't watch the mango tree and go and stone the green mango. You look for the ripe ones. Unless it's a trader, they're looking for the half ripe to make chow. But you're looking for the ripe ones, isn't it? Yeah? They say you ain't going and stone the green ones. Yes, indeed. Folks, the phone lines are open, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. The WhatsApp line is still down. I was trying to do a little backup, but I'm not getting through with it. Yeah. So I was telling you all as well, they would never tell you all things like what the travel budget is. Because I'm pretty sure it's 10 times what the new National Party had. Right? And I told you all earlier in the week. There's the press release here. The Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, heads delegation to Havana to mark the 45th anniversary of Cuba-Grenada relations. Yeah? It says Grenada is set to get more assistance from Cuba under fresh agreements that are set to be signed in Havana this week as the island's Prime Minister embarks on his first official visit. Yeah, they go sign 9 memoranda of understanding, included upgraded delegation which flies to Havana on Thursday 11th, returns home on Sunday, right? Included a Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Joseph Andal, Housing Minister, Honorable Philip Telesford, Economic Affairs Minister, Lennox Andrews, and Education Minister, Honorable David Andrew, Honorable Andy Williams, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, has been appointed to serve as Prime Minister in the absence of Honorable Deacon Mitchell. So Andy getting a bly. Let's stop give Cornwall a little bly as PM. All afraid to give Brother Cornwall a little bly as the PM. Give Brother Cornwall. Watch, again vexing. Give Brother Cornwall a look of Bly as the PM. Yeah? All only gain Andy. So it had nobody else who could get a look of Bly. Where Karine? I never hear she get a look of Bly. Or she never hear to be able to get the Bly as PM. Yeah? Give them the look of Bly. Yeah, give them the look of Bly. Now give somebody else a look of Bly. Let it be a PM for a look of while, 2 days. I'll be like, Brother Cornwall, hold on for a look of 2 days. 2 days, I'll hold on for. Come on, man. I'll do better than that. And don't give us this thing about it's only Joseph Andal, Philip Telesford, Lennox Andrew, and David Andrew that going. Because you know on that trip, the Prime Minister is going to have to carry his personal secretary, his photographer, and all the other hangers-on. They go out to drag with them when they're going up there. They're giving just these names. Because notice how they said this, eh? They said included are. They didn't say only. Included are. In other words, there are other persons in that delegation. And I don't know why the phone is just giving a one ring and cut off. Caller, try again. I'm not sure what is taking place there. Let me make sure that this is clear. Yeah, it's clear. So caller, you can call, but it's giving one ring and cut off. I'm not too sure why. Right. Yeah, it says here included are. So there are others. They like to travel with big delegation, cameraman, this, that, the other. Yeah. That's how they're rolling. But they say they're doing things different. Different indeed. There's also a different cost attached. Yeah? When Prime Minister Mitchell goes, sometimes he the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and he might carry, if it's the press secretary or somebody with him, and that's it. Yeah? Of course, you must carry a security officer. A security officer must go with your Prime Minister when he's traveling. But outside of that, he ain't carrying no big set of people with him when he going and things like that. Because there are costs attached. The more people that you carry, there are costs attached to it. And we need to find out who is bearing the costs for the additional hangers-on that are traveling with the Prime Minister. Because in this instance, both the Prime Minister and the Foreign Affairs Minister could sign all those agreements on behalf of Grenada. You don't necessarily need all these other individuals to go. There are times when they would have to go, but you don't need all of them to go. Anyway, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. A lot of them, they're talking about a lot of things. They ain't talking about these things at all. Yeah, they're not talking about these things at all. When you could be told by a government minister and the Prime Minister sitting before you that we are signing no agreement. We ain't signing that until we show X, Y, Z. And while they're saying that the agreement was already signed, they have nothing to say about that. That is okay for them. That is okay in their eyes. That is sockeye. That is good. That is no problem. Yeah? But attack Keith Mitchell. Attack NNP. Attack Keith Mitchell. Attack NNP. A certain newspaper, you can't get no advertise. Well, I don't really like to call it a newspaper. That's the problem others have, because it's not really a newspaper. You know, back in the days, you saw the National Enquirer, where they used to tell you an alien kidnapped somebody, and that is Grenada version of that. Yeah? But they, from front to back, the whole thing is Keith Mitchell at this, Keith Mitchell at that, NNP this, NNP that, and so are they a card carrying member of the New National Party or supporter of the New National Party? No. Why are we bothering to read what they write and say and that kind of thing, to come and sending it around, all kind of thing? Why are you bothering with them? They have good intention. They like you. They're interested in you. You ever hear them talk about these sort of things that are taking place? You ever hear them talk about the fact that the sitting Prime Minister owns a CBI company? You ever hear them? He sell his shares in it? Did he sell his shares in it, in Mitchell and Partners? Does he still have an interest in Mitchell and Partners? You hear them talk about the fact that the Minister of Finance is a CBI agent? You hear them talk about the fact that also the Treasurer of the NDC is a CBI agent and carries a government portfolio apart from carrying position on different boards, including the Grenada Development Bank as chairperson? You hear them talking about those things. You hear them saying, whoa, that is wrong. You hear their voices coming out there, most vociferously, and saying that these things are wrong, they should not be happening, and calling on the government to explain what happened. You hear them talking about the fact that government ministers using the Grenada Development Bank as a piggy bank. And after you talk about 2 ministers, you hear a next minister go inside and still get money inside there again. So you heard about Minister 1, you hear about Minister 2. Then Minister 3 decided that if them could get, I could get 2, and go inside and take money too. Meanwhile, the average person there who might want to get into fishing and they want to get a boat, or they have a boat and they want to fix it and get different things, they can't get the money out of the GDP. But ministers using it like a piggy bank. And then you see the intention stated, documented, that they want to change the Grenada Development Bank now into a commercial bank and accept deposits from people. So you're depositing money inside there, and then they're going to open up the loan portfolio so that more and more people would be able to go and get loans and different things from inside there. But it's also to cover the fact of what has been done already. You hear they want to change the Procurement Act. None of them had a word to say about it. That the Procurement Act limit is being moved from 15,000 up to 100,000. None of them, not a word. You hear they talking about that. They have no interest in any issue that affects the average Grenadian. No interest in anything that affects you on a daily basis as a Grenadian, or will affect you in the future when the results of the bad decisions that are being made now start to take effect. They have no interest in that. The interest is in Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell. That is the whole interest. So I them call themselves journalists. 440-7377, 440-347-329-310. Me ain't care no, because me ain't afraid of nobody.
They say when you don't have good food, you must take in front.
There's nothing they could say about me they don't say already.
Grad 2023. Make sure all come out and support me. No politics, just Kaiso. Let's go. There is no place in the world like Grenada. Its people are so unique, so fabulous. They take politics real serious. You can't tell a man nothing wrong about his party. He'll deal with you so seriously.
The listeners is asking me now, who is paying for the trip? I don't know. I don't know if it's the Cuban government, the Grenadian government. I don't know.
Open my big mouth to lament on some things you know about.
Yes, Jazzy is who have belly and guts.
Don't waste your time on a old jungle like me. Pie in the sky, promises and mama guy. Voters say their expectations were too high.
Like it's only one person have belly and guts so they could hold the portfolio of Prime Minister. I said, listen, the people are saying, John saying, give Karina Bly. Yeah, give. Can't say that with a straight face. Sorry, I can't say it with a straight face. Anyway, give Karina Bly. Yeah, the girl deserve to get a chance to be PM too. I'm telling you, man. Only playing, even Ron had a guy look up Bly as PM. We don't mind that the man. Give the man a look up Bly. Let the man feel PM-ish too now.
All those who claim that they love country more than party.
So only Andy could drive around in a black van when Dick not there? Nah.
It's quite visual and
you run a look up Bly, let the man jump out with the dark shades and thing and fix the coat. Shit. Yeah, understand?
that's politically essential. Their backs are against the wall, but you still can't tell them they're wrong at all. $2,000 increase on your salary, but you cut for people on by $150. I wonder who advising you. Old people go drag bam bam on you. You promised to him.
So they've been to Dubai until we're pretty sure that they're probably carrying what do they call it, a Dubaian? I don't know. They're carrying a Dubai passport by now.
Please don't send one more family into.
We never hear them coming back with anything from Dubai substantial for the Grenadian people. We know that they are passport agents and that most of the times they go to Dubai was to deal with CBI business and that sort of thing. So while they may have benefited as individuals, did Grenada benefit? Yeah, that's what we have to ask ourselves.
Hear what they go say you was wearing.
Folks, I'm still trying to see if I can, you see I'm leaning, I'm still trying to see if I can get that WhatsApp machine to work. It's just not playing along with us tonight.
With me.
So you'll have to call us directly 440-7377 and 347-329-3101.
Where's genetics?
Or you can WhatsApp me your message, yeah?
Your promises, a lot of people voted you on these premises. How could you fool big people so? With pension, permanent, and more money galore. Now they're expecting you to deliver, but your conversation becomes so different. If your mind change, complain and tell us. Remember, you are Grenada, Jesus. You promise happiness and better days, but we sing the opposite in many ways. Man, don't go down in record as the worst PM. The poor and needy, please don't neglect them. A burning silence deep within, quietly suffering, because you are labeled as.
So I just got a message from a young lady here. Good night. I voted the NDC last election. It was my first time voting. My neighbor warned me, but I didn't listen. Now I'm paying the price. Just wanted to say, Doc Keith Mitchell, I'm sorry. My choices made was not of good, sound decision. I wish we were going to the polls in the morning. I will correct that sad mistake I made once again. I'm sorry, Doc, and Team NNP. Right. Young lady said to make sure and reach your thing.
Middle class, the lower strata.
So she says she is sorry. She did not make a sound decision at the last general election when she voted for the National Democratic Congress.
Used to get.
We all make mistakes in life. At least this is one mistake we can correct because we will have an opportunity to do so. So those of you that made the mistake and went and put your ex in the wrong place the last time, the opportunity will come again. The pencils will be sharpened. The ballots will be handed over. You just have to make sure that your name is there and that you're registered so that when that time comes, you will be able to go ahead and make the right decision this time. All right?
In the land, there's one mathematician. I told my partner to bring back the money. Make the treasury look pretty, we want salary. They don't bother with the lady up in High Street. So she come on Facebook and she excrete. People say NDC don't want no heart. How they coulda do them Haitians that? No regards for humanity.
We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, boss.
Hey, good night. Go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, man. Well, just a while ago, I was speaking about with the bank and government ministers getting how much and how much money. Well, I know firsthand I went there to get a loan from these people, looking for money to get a boat and an engine. What they did, they said they could already give me $40,000. The boat is $30-something thousand. The engine, $20-something thousand. So I had to find it the other way. And I'm understanding that his government ministers getting auto money.
Multi-million-dollar loans.
And this thing is not right. Okay? Something is going on here in Grenada. And to me, it seems as if people afraid Deacon Mitchell. Well, it's either Deacon Mitchell is the devil himself, or for some reason or the other, he have a gun against the head. But I am not, just as anybody, afraid to tell Deacon. I wish I could have a chat with him face to face. I'm always trying to get a chat with him, to tell him how wicked he is. And the ministers, all his ministers, is just as wicked as him. And the people who are backing him, they are Satan. Because they are looking at the wickedness that these people continue doing. Right? They're watching what these people continue doing and they're afraid to talk. All the same. Well, up to I think this morning I was looking at something on Facebook with Hamlet Mark, and I sorry I had to answer because he is running his mouth and Dr. Keith and such I say Dr. Keith is not a prime minister. The person is supposed to be running the motor and he's not doing it at all. And I don't understand. I really, really, really wish I could have a chance to talk to these fellas face to face. I'm a poor man. I don't have money. I can't talk good. But I know what I have to say. I just want to have a chance. And they can't come and give me no big word because any word you bring up high and I can't think I want you to break it down. So then come down on my level and I will answer only. You understand? But I wish I could have a chat with this man. Because I can't imagine how somebody could be so wicked. And people still backing him. They're not talking. They're not saying anything. What's going on? What really going on in Grenada? And since I know myself, I had 69 years. This is the worst prime minister I ever seen. There's nobody could be worse than this man. And I am saying that he's a very lucky fella. He have a long life, but he's careless with it. He's a lucky fella. Tell him to do something about his luck. Okay? Tell that man to do something about his luck. Because he will run out. Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Folks, I may have to take some of your messages. Those of you that usually call on WhatsApp, you could send a voice note. Yeah, I should be able to work with a voice note because I have the ability to see the text but not to take the calls, if you could understand that. So you could send a voice note on the WhatsApp and I would be able to play the voice note, yeah? Right, yeah, but I can't take WhatsApp calls. So you could send a voice note and I could play that, right? Hey, Devin, what's up, man? Hey, let me say a special happy birthday tomorrow to Mr. Handsome. Paula, yeah, to Mr. Handsome, his birthday is tomorrow. And oh my goodness, let me say a very, very special happy birthday to my big brother. All my brothers big, I'm the youngest one. To my big brother, Hinkson. Yes, out there in Trinidad. Hinkson, happy birthday to you, big bro. I know you, most likely you and my other brothers and my sister, I know all you. Well, my sister doesn't drink, but I know the other two most likely having a drink together with you out the road. So you have and I know you will listen to hear it. So sorry if it takes so long. But happy birthday, big bro. All right, folks, 440-7377. That's 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on the inside. I'm still fighting with it. Still fighting up with it. All right, yes. So remember, you could send a voice note. I should be able to play the voice note if you send a voice note. I think, yeah, how the system is, yeah, I should be able to play a voice note. All right, I will attempt to reset tomorrow so that we could get the phone calls a little better. And so, yeah, I'm going to do some resetting tomorrow so that we could have that operating properly. Yes, so 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah.
Worse, put more pressure on the nation's purse. So
and folks, you know, I see so much attacks taking place on the poorer set of people in this country. And there are certain people who have nothing to say. They have nothing to say about the attacks that are taking place on the poorer set of people in this country. Yeah? So it's okay. The government could go in Lacolum and tell the people, the same people, I hope all you find the people I was telling all you that all you do have to pay a cent and all you're not supposed to pay a cent, because I find they have gotten very silent. Yeah? So let me hear what they come to tell all you in Lacolum. But you ain't they talking about that. They're studying Dr. Mitchell. They ain't care about people. Yeah, they're studying Dr. Mitchell. Folks, also, I saw this come into my inbox yesterday. Yeah? And it is a letter by the National Water and Sewerage Authority. Yeah, where they're going to be having a meeting with the residents up there in Sobeys at the housing scheme, or as we just call it, Chiney Hill. Right? Where they're inviting them to a meeting where they're saying, effective the 1st of June 2024, the National Water and Sewerage Authority, NOWASA, will be implementing a new sewer charge. So all of you who are living in Sobeys, in the housing scheme, whatever you was paying NOWASA before, you're going to end up having to pay more now because they are adding on an additional sewer charge. So I'm really interested in hearing the whole context in which they have come up with it. Because number one, The people who are in that housing scheme, remember, are mainly people who were living along the seacoast before, and they were given the opportunity to go and live in those houses because of the inherent dangers that exist with living along the seacoast that we saw clearly during Hurricane Ivan. When it take up them house and them and it put in the middle of the road, and you lucky didn't take some and go out in the water with it and different things. Yeah? So the Sobeys housing scheme was developed, and most of the people on the seacoast there, they were given the first option to move there. They are not people that rich. They are not people that have millions of dollars. They can't walk into the bank and they have 100,000 and 200,000 sit down there that they could immediately use for something. Yet still, you see a target at these people now that you're implementing a new sewer charge on them. So they say they're having a meeting with the people. That's next week, Wednesday. They're having that meeting. And they're going to let them know the reason for the charge, how much they're going to charge, the charge specifics, and the associated benefits. What associated benefits you have with people to pay more money to you? They already have to pay to NOASA already. You already have to pay your environmental levy on the water and so the price of water already increased. And now specifically for that category of people, for that group of people there, you see that they will have to pay additional money outside of what they've already paid as the increase due to the environmental levy. Now they will also have a sewer charge attached to their bill. And is it fair to treat one set of Grenadians in that way when you don't treat everybody in the same way? I ain't saying raise everybody bill. I ain't saying that. And charge no sewer charge. I ain't saying that at all. But I'm saying, is it fair? Is it even legal to treat one particular group of people in that way and not everybody? And people who already don't have they don't have it. They don't have the pile of money to be paid. Why is it them you're going after? Why they ain't go down in Lansopine or one of the more well-to-do areas where people may be able to absorb, because sometimes they live in Lansopine but they ain't really have the money to it. But why they ain't go into one of the more well-to-do areas and say that we're starting here, we're going to implement it here and roll it out? No. You go into one of the poorer areas and decide that you're going to implement it. I ain't hear them talking about that. What are they talking about, Dr. Mitchell? They ain't talking about these things. Yeah? That is nothing for them to talk about, innit? They ain't talking about that. And if they're doing that to the people in Sobeys, I am wondering what is going to be taking place at the other housing schemes. Those that exist now, such as the housing scheme in Grandance, in Frequente, the housing scheme down there, the housing scheme, the other one that is in Mount Gay, if the same will be taking place with them, if this is the start of something that's going to be rolled out in the various housing schemes, and if it is also going to include the condominiums. Yeah, is this going to also include the condominiums, quote unquote, as they're calling it now, condominiums, because they find it was too nice for people of a certain class to live there. That's what the housing authority, well, they find the housing authority chairman disappear, boy. They use that man, they abuse the man, they make the man say all kind of thing, and all of a sudden the housing authority chairman disappear. Where you there, Papa? Mr. Hugh, where? I'm fine with seeing you, we hearing you again. You know? Yeah, so the other thing is, does this apply as well to the people in the new housing projects? So those in St. Patrick and Carriacou, in Dumfries, does it apply to Beaujeu? Does it apply to Corinth? Does it apply to these new housing projects as well? Or is it only specifically geared towards the people who are there in the Sobeys housing project? Yeah, Mr. Lee Felix, let me know what's going on. I know if you up in the housing project or whatever. Roy and Ermelin, all you good? Nice, right. Thomas and Mavis, all you good? Yeah, we want to know. Yeah, we want to know if it applies to them as well. Nice? Yeah, we need to find out if it applies to them as well. 440-7377. That's 440-7377.
So unique, so fabulous. They take politics real serious. You can't tell a man nothing wrong about his party. He'll deal with you so seriously, and from there on, you are his enemy. But as man, I must open my big mouth.
So I'm kind of interested in finding out what those charges are in relation to, yeah.
Come attack me, don't waste
So you have cleared the phone line, 440-7377.
pie in the sky, promises and mama got
And as I said, instead of calling on the WhatsApp, you can send a voice note on the WhatsApp because I'm unable to take the call itself, yeah.
to be wrong and strong. Some people balling with their mouth closed. How they do that, only God knows. Man who could talk, they balling with their jaws locked. I thought only dummies.
Why is it always that the poorer set of people are the ones that this government is going after? You don't hear anybody outside of you. You hear Jenny and Master Carl and so on speaking on behalf of them. But outside of that, who do you hear speaking on behalf of these people? Yeah? You might have, out of the NGO community, only one person that is here these days, that is Cassandra Mitchell. I don't hear nobody else. Everybody is silent on every single issue. Yeah? Everybody else gets silent on every other issue. The only person who does here talking is Cassandra Mitchell. Not a man. The last thing I see come out from Sandra Ferguson was simply repeating, in other words, kind of praising a government project. You ain't here, I not speaking none of the things that I'm speaking about now, but let it have been Dr. Keith Mitchell and not Deacon Mitchell in charge of this country. She'd have opened she mouth though. All now she gums would have be flapping. But she had nothing to say in relation to any of these issues right now, them hypocrite. Yeah? No, I say it as it is and I'll see them and tell them in the face. Because it's true. Yeah, I ain't lying. They can't take me to court for talking the truth. It's the truth. There's hypocrite. All of a sudden they quiet. Yeah? They have nothing to say in relation to the attack. There's a direct attack, and not an attack on the poor people to try and raise the standard of living. Not an attack on poverty. It's an attack on the people that are in poverty or the people who are not of enormous means like themselves. Yeah? So everything is an attack on them. We have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night. Good night.
One thing I admire you and listen to, they're so hypocrite. That's what it is. He was Dr. Kid Mitchell. Is what they don't saying, is what they ain't doing. But they praising little Jesus. But if anything, what they did, that'll come to the light. They will find out. They want change little bit. Good night.
All right, my dear. 4407377. That's 4407377. Let's see. I think I was hearing another call coming through, but it seems to have, yeah, so we'll get it in a little while. Yeah, 4407377. Yeah, they had a lot to say before, but you ain't hearing them now. They had nothing to say about these things and them now. Yeah? The government of Grenada, this government of Grenada, gave the original developers of Kawana Bay, Kawana Resorts, they gave them, what was it, 11 million? They gave them one pile of money when the people had taken the government of Grenada to court with a case that this government should have continued with and would have won. They didn't have to pay off nobody. The investor would have to take the tail, put it in their back pocket. I ain't going to say otherwise. You know, put it in their back pocket and go their way. Yeah? They would have to go their way. But instead of that, this government decided we ain't going forward with the case. And then when you check the people who were part of the committee that made that decision, and the people who are on the board who select the committee to make that decision, you realize that one of the same developers' staff member is on the board that directs CBI in Grenada. They are a member of the board. And they were on the board that made a decision to select the committee that made the decision to not go forward with a case against their own employer. And Grenadians paid millions of dollars. Millions more than that organization spent in Grenada. And still is in the process. Because they will have to find a further 56 million. I ain't talking about that. They would still have to find a further 56 million. Because they've got to pay off the over 200 investors in the project because they said they are going to reclaim those people's claim into the project. They are going to pay them, and they were making the assessment. But those who focus in on Dr. Mitchell wouldn't take the time to go and find the government and ask them the questions like, what are they doing since last they speak? What are they doing in relation to those over 200 investors and the some 56 million US that they would have to find to pay off those people, at least? Or if they got those people and them to buy into the new project or whichever things, no questions. Focus on Dr. Mitchell. That's what they want to focus on. That's what they want us to focus on. Don't focus on the fact that you're going and break down people's place all over the country and you're not even offering an alternative. That is depriving people of a bread. And no one is saying that the places does look good, like on Port Highway. Nobody is saying that the places were looking good. But when it comes to the people on the Port Highway, you were the ones that say you're building a 2-story building and you're putting them in a food court inside there. But now you're telling them you're going to move them. And I sure it's your friends watch it all. If all you move from there, telling all you, when they move all you, watch and see, is their friends or maybe even their political organization go take up that whole stretch on Juve morning selling. And for parade of the bands, everything, you will see this Monday night mass, everything. What should the vendors that selling they go end up being? You feel like going and put anybody else except their good friends, their supporters, people who was on the campaign and thing, or they sell there? That is who they're going and put in that same stretch to go and sell. Watch and you go say, I did tell you that. Yeah? But they ain't focusing on that. No, forget them. Don't bother with that. You understand? Focus on Dr. Mitchell. That is what they want you to do. Them hypocrite. Yeah? We have a caller online. Good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Brother Sheldon, in the way this government treating the poor people, like if the poor people commit a crime against the NDC, Brother Sheldon, when you look throughout the country, this government is suffering the most is the poor class of people. Every sector of the poor people in the country feeling the pressure under this NDC government. When the Prime Minister talk about restorative justice, like I think you mentioned about the poor people. Like if the poor people did something wrong to the NDC, so then they get opportunity now to pressure the poor people. For what? They pressure them for? Because when the poor people look at the two parties and they see the vision and what the party has for the country, they're voting for the party that help them develop their living standard. And that party is NMP. So they vote for NMP. So the poor people vote for NMP. Not also many vote for the NDC. Even the poor people that vote for NDC, the poor one that vote for NMP, all of them feeling the pressure from this NDC government. Brother Sheldon, I do believe, and I want to say it to the Grenada people again, 5 years will come. Yes, we know that you all recognize you all made a mistake, but you learn from a mistake. So prepare yourself for next election to vote for the party that will better living standard and better the country and bring back the country to where it was before the last election. And I'm calling upon everyone who is age to get to age of voting. Get ready, go and get registered to vote to bring back our country and let our country be a country that the other country could be taking an example of. Because before the last election, Sheldon, other countries are following the footsteps of Grenada and Carriacou. But now, many of the programs that was there under NMP.
Caller, kind of cut it short because you're usually on every night. Some other people are trying to get you, so let's give them the opportunity. Right, thanks. Nice. Yeah, because I'm hearing the beeping in the back, so someone else is trying to get in. Let me give them an opportunity, man. Hello, good night. Hello. Hi, caller, you're live. Okay, and we lost them. Yeah, 440-7377. That's the number to get on the inside. Yeah, Everything is a tax. So, you know, who are the people that sell on the streets in town? And again, you have people that going out there that saying that we encouraging people to sell on the streets in town. No, we are saying that there's an alternative. The people who selling on the streets in town, you can tell them, okay, we're moving you from the streets in town, but we're putting you over in the stadium car park. You could go and sell in the stadium car park. If you could allow people to have activities and it's a chicken bone and cork and all kind of thing on the athletic track there right now, tell me a lie. That is that chicken bone and thing on the track there right now. If you could go ahead and do that, you could put the vendors in the car park to let them sell. Yeah? But instead, you want to run them out of town every now and again. You come and you think, oh, they have to move, or we go take all the thing, and people have to move, and people have to move. Yes, okay, they have to move. What is the alternative? What is the alternative? At least attempt to provide an alternative. So if you provide an alternative and you say, well, all vendors in the town have to move, we are placing you all to go over to the car park in town that you're going in the stadium, that you're going and sell across there and so. If you provide the alternative, and then some people decide they want to be rebellious and they no move, well, they take what they get. But at least provide an alternative, because the people have to survive. They have children to take care of, they have family to mind. But you provide no alternative. The same way you go to break the people and then you give them notice. And let's see, because the 28 days counting down, let's see if you are going and move the people on the Port Highway, if they're going and move. Yeah, if they will be moved. What is the alternative? What have you all provided as an alternative? You all know, because you're on record as stating what an alternative would be. So you all on record. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello?
Hi, Sheldon. Good night.
Hi, good night, caller. You go right ahead.
I'm calling from the housing scheme.
Yes, ma'am.
I was one of the persons who moved from the Bayside to the housing scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, Sheldon, up here, that's how we stay on the Bayside and take whatever we get, because up here is really not in a good state right now.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the problems you're having up there?
Sheldon, I am on the third floor of this housing scheme, and the railing, Sheldon, trust me, I have young kids up here, and I afraid they fall downstairs. The railing are shaking, some of them are falling off. Well, one of the railing in the first floor, they almost fall off with my kids. But it's a good thing somebody had shot them out. And then the second floor, some part in it rotten off. And then the third floor, which I'm staying, trust me, Sheldon, it's rotting. I don't know what's going to happen next. How we try to ask them for help. Give us the labor, give us the material, and we go get the labor to fix it. They're not even studying. I don't know what to do again. Up here is really not safe. Up here, all the railings are rotten off.
So there's no attempt by the housing authority to address the situation?
We did, because Dr. Kit Mitchell, just before election, Dr. Kit Mitchell came up here. He had a meeting with us because he said he didn't know what was going on with us, but he wanted to really see what was going on. So he came up here, he had a meeting with us, and he said that he's gonna help us, he's gonna do the railing for us. So that was in place. But now NDC came in power. A few months back, they said they're gonna do the railing. Up to this day, nobody haven't come back and watch and say they're going to do this and do that. Every time I call down there, it's like a different excuse. All I want is the material. Then I'm going to get labor to do whatever I have to do, because I am on the top floor and I have kids. Coming from the top floor and a child falling down, that is death for them.
Yeah, that's a dangerous situation. Well, my friend, what we probably need to do is we probably need to have you all as a group gone to the housing authority and this, or call them to have a meeting with them. Have they said anything to you all on that?
Well, Sean, recently they came up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take measurements in all the apartments. All the apartments, they take measurements. They say they're going to come and fix this and fix that. And up to this day, they haven't told us anything. I keep calling and I haven't gotten a reply. Every time they will beat me around the bush.
No. Caller, we have to follow up on that one. We can't leave that one like that, especially with children
No,
involved.
we can't. I'm trying. I don't know who to speak to again because they're not even looking at us.
Well, you know
they're
they
not
like.
even really doing anything about it.
Here's what they like. They like TV, ain't it?
Yeah.
Call GBN. Call MTV. Call GBN.
Yeah,
call
we're gonna have to
MTV.
do something because we really
Show
need the
them-
help. We
show them-
really need the help up here.
show
and
them
nobody's not looking at us.
Yes, so we're going to call GBN and MTV. I'm pretty sure somebody from both of them might hear this message tonight. GBN and MTV, there's a story for you all. The dangerous situation
We
at
need
the
the help,
housing.
Sheldon.
oh,
I'm
sorry.
begging you. We need the help because I am on the top floor and shopping. I don't know what to do again. They're really not shaking. If the kids come upstairs and play with my son, I will have to tell them go downstairs because I don't want to be responsible just in case like they fall. And trust me, I don't know. I don't know what to do again because I'm trying. Every time I call, they will tell me, oh, the person is not in. They're on lunch. You're going to have to call back at a certain time. I don't really know what to do no more. I don't know where to go for help because nobody's not looking at us. And I always say every day, I prefer stay on the bedside than I have to move up here. We appreciate it. We appreciate everything that they gave us. They look out for us, but trust me, at least look for us because we move from on the bedside to here. So if you come and look at it, you will see what we're talking about. Because Dr. Kit had a meeting with us just before election.
Once I'm passing through, I will come. You know me already. Once I'm
Yes,
passing through, I will
come
come.
up and you're going to see. Come up. You're going to see the place. The place is not nice. Everybody's complaining the railings are rotten. I am on the top floor, and all the railings that we have to hold when we go down is shaking. And especially the tiles, if rain falls, the tiles are very slippery. So you have to be careful how you're going down because that's for when rain comes in. You understand? My son slipped and he almost went downstairs. I have to take a piece of wire just to break off. So whenever he's coming down or he sleep again, that I will have to take a piece. He won't fall off and go through. You understand? The tiles are not good. Up here is not in a good state, Sheldon. It's not in a good state. I am tired. I don't know who to speak to. I don't know who to call on because nobody's not looking at us because we don't have to pay for the apartment. The people that move from on the Bayside, we don't have to pay for the apartment. There is people up here. And some of them stop here right now because they're not getting the proper attention that they need.
And now they're coming. Now they're coming to charge you all for water.
And
for
now they're
additional
coming
for
to
water
the
on top of
10
that.
letter. When we came home, we saw the letter. And now they're coming to charge us. So, I mean, a lot of people up here can't really pay their bill. So when they put on that move, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to some of us? We are poor. We live on the Bayside. Most of us live on the Bayside for years. We live most of our life and we never problem. Move in an area where we have to go and pay all this money now. How some of us going to pay for it? I don't know how we're going to do that. I'm sorry for some people. I'm sorry for myself because not all the time I'm going to have. I am poor.
All right, caller. We're gonna keep in touch. Yeah, we're
Yes,
gonna keep in touch on this
you
issue.
need to take a trip up here. You need
Yes,
to come and see what I'm really talking about up here.
I'm gonna
You're
make
going to
sure.
ball for yourself.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
my dear. You have a wonderful one.
bye-bye.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. And be safe, yeah? Be safe as well. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, good night.
Hi, good night.
The people in Monge,
Mm-hmm.
Thousand Skin, they already paying that tax with sewage string.
Mm-hmm. When was that put in place for them?
Yeah, people in Monge House and Scheme already paying that.
No, but I'm
Sure.
asking, when was it put in place for them?
It's a little while now,
Mm-hmm.
a couple months now.
Mm. Well, I hadn't known about that one because that's why I was asking. If you're going to do it in Sobeys, what about and even like, for instance, La Colombe, I think something along that line was mentioned for the people in La Colombe as well.
No, but that sewage levy, they already paying it for a little while now.
Mm-hmm. All right, my brother. Thanks for the information. Hello? Hello? Okay, we seem to have lost him. All right, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the internet. That's what I was asking. Yeah, because remember, these are low-income houses. You should be trying to get the cost of living for people in general down, not trying to find ways of bringing the cost of living up for people. Yeah? So we need to definitely find out why, the reasons and everything. So when that meeting takes place next week, somebody go tell me. Y'all go tell me exactly what it is taking place in that particular meeting. Yeah? Why? Because again, remember, you already have an increase in the cost of water with the environmental levy being added to it. Now they are ending up with another increase on it, and in specific areas in the housing schemes. Yes, I understand they're connected to a specific sewer system and so on. But I'm trying to understand the methodology of how you came about with trying to bust more costs on poor people. And all of these things going on. Yeah? All of these things going on. And you ain't hearing them talking. All of these things going on. And you're not hearing them talking about anything else, isn't it? All they want to talk about is Dr. Mitchell. Yeah? The focus is on Dr. Mitchell. Laser focused on him. So allow the government to do what they want. Allow them to do what they want. I don't think NOWASA doing things because of NOWASA. I ain't blaming the staff and the lovely people working at NOWASA. There's good people. I ain't blaming them. But if they get a directive from the minister who's in charge of them, which I believe in this instance is the Prime Minister. Yeah? If in this instance I believe it's the Prime Minister, I don't know. Yeah? That NOWASA ain't doing that just so. The minister that's responsible for that particular entity is the Prime Minister. And I see they're trying to separate themselves from certain things like it's not we, it's that group doing that. So when they go around breaking people's shop and moving people place all over the place, oh, that is not government. That is not government doing that. That is the development authority or whatever they call them. That's them. That is not we. What do you mean it's not we? It's all you. It's all you that doing it. Because they take the directives from you all. So whether it is what is taking place with NOWASA, it is you all. But you wouldn't hear Sandra talking about nation builders. If nation builders had taken place under the new National Party, you would have seen articles from she. You would have seen articles from Ray. You would have hear Jude Bernard and them calling all radio program talking about it. All them three hypocrites and the rest of them. You would have seen them jumping down about nation builders, nation builders. Yeah? They know for a fact. They know for a fact that Honorable Emlyn Pierre was not the person in charge of faith. They know that, you know. They know that. They say all kind of thing about faith, which is why they end up in court now, which is why I don't say too much about it. Because there's an active court case in relation to that faith issue. But the same Prime Minister who came in and make sure that he paid teachers and nobody vexed, the teachers get the money, all nice and good. They get the money. Okay, he take $1 million, he give to the teachers. Right. He pay the teachers. Or pay off the teachers, whichever way you want to look at it. But the same Prime Minister decide that he not paying these poor people that work under the faith program. So he just decided not paying them. They work. They work. They did their duty. They went out there and they did their duty. Whether it was who acted as security officers or those that was cleansing the place and different things like that, all of them, they played their role. Then they waited on the money and he just wickedly decided he ain't paying them. Who you here calling out for them? They ain't talking about that, but they want to attack faith and say who was in charge of faith and all kind of thing. Come with the faith talk again. Come with it. Come with it. Seriously, come with it. Me shut all you up. Come and talk about faith again. Who want to see people and calling them faith and all kind of... Come with the faith talk. Yeah? Because all you take $500,000 and put into a non-existent NGO. The documents come in on the 21st of September. You all go in the parliament, in the cabinet, not the parliament, the cabinet, and okay $500,000 for it on the 25th of September. the organization wasn't certified until the 3rd of October. Yet still all you want to talk about faith and all kind of thing. Talk about nation builders. You would have seen all kind of article writing had that happened under the new National Party. But they are so in awe and they're so in praise of their dear leader that they can't write nothing. They can't say nothing. So they're showing how hypocrite they are. They have nothing to say. All you could have a lot to say about me. I don't care. It have nothing. All you could say again, all you don't say already about Sheldon Scott. I know middle name. It have nothing all you could say, all you don't say already. What all you don't say, don't even develop yet. All you say everything. So it have nothing all you could say, all you hypocrite. And the time will come when this government will go. Every day is a day closer to when this administration exits. Every day is a day closer that they are moving towards going. They're not in office forever. They're in office for a period of time. And that period of time gets shorter every single day. And when that period of time has ended and they go their way, I want to see how some of you come in and attack the incoming new National Party administration. Let Grenadian curse all you. I want to see how some of you come in and tell the NNP anything. Not that the NNP has any intention of doing any of the kind of nonsense that you see being done by this administration. But all you are the ones who like to take when NNP doing things and try to twist it. All you was the ones who always had all kind of thing to say. Remember, CBI was supposed to be a bad thing. That is what all you used to say. All you was the ones that used to call it a passport selling program. All you was the ones that had all kind of nasty thing to say about the CBI program. And all you right now, some of all you used to say, passport selling like fish cake. Right now, all you is passport sellers too. All you selling fish cake. All you selling fish cake until all you selling salt, ham and bake too. Yeah? All you the same ones. Every single day is a day closer to when all you go. When this administration goes, every single day is a day closer to it. Not a day further. No day ain't adding here. Days counting down. Months counting down. Very soon, before you do so and so, it's going to be 2 years. And before you know it, 3. If they make 3. Let me repeat that part. If they make 3. Because the kind of confusion I hear in here, who ain't talking to who and who don't like who and all kind of stupidness. That is if they make 3. They might make a 4.5, maybe. But a lot of people say, well, they prefer to see them go now. But this is absolute madness. Where all of these kind of things that I've mentioned over the last 2 hours are taking place in our country. Yet you have individuals who are laser focused on just who is the leader of the new National Party. That is their whole focus. Not a mention of what the average man is going through here in Grenada. That when you get paid last fortnight and you went in the supermarket to shop for your family, you paid X amount. And then when you come in the supermarket at the end of the next fortnight and you go there, zilch. You could barely buy anything because the price of things have gone up significantly. And it is borne out by the figures coming out of the government. So it's not just me saying so. The figures coming out by the government prove it. That the cost of foods are going up. Food stuff is going up by significant margins. So it's not me saying it. The figures from the government prove it. So anything I say, I'll try and back it up, you know. So it's not just me talking and saying things. Yes, I agree, my friend. It seems as though Dr. Mitchell is living in some of them head rent-free. So instead of talking about all these issues, you're so patriotic. You're so much of a Grenadian patriot. But instead of focusing on the issues that are affecting the same Grenadians that you claim to love, you're focusing on one man. Who, by the way, even bothering with you, he doing what he had to do. By the way, he ain't bothering with all you. He doing what he has to do. What is right, he's doing what he has to do. But you focus on he. Focus on what people going through in the country. You heard this minister going $1.7 million for house. This one, $2 point something million for a business that I think don't even exist again right now. Another one going and get how much thousands of dollars. And after they get all this money, you heard the caller go asking for a boat. He wanted to do a fishing business. The amount of money they offer him could have barely buy the boat, much less the engine and the other implements for safety and so on that you would need if you're getting into fishing. But that's what they offer him. You can buy the boat, but you can't get the engine. So you have to go and paddle all day and get some pan line and throw out. That's how you get into fishing in a serious way to be able to pay back that. That's what we expect. So while the common man, yes, us commoners, yeah, because that would just call us now. If people is not big dogs, we's commoners. So us commoners, we can't go there and get proper amount of money. But them others could walk in there and walk out with millions. Yeah? But folks, that's just the reality of Grenada in the year 2024. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being with you. Tomorrow night, we will have a guest on with us. I'll reconfirm with them tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. And it's one of your favorites that will be, no, not Dr. Mitchell, but one of your favorites that will be on with me tomorrow night. So we will be having a wonderful discussion tomorrow night. Folks, in everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. And listen, don't ball it all your mouth closed. Start to open it. Talk. We'll be back tomorrow night with more talking points just for you.
They say when you don't have good food, you must take in front. So this is my Carriacou for the Masgra 2023. Make sure you all come out and support me. No politics, just Carriacou. Let's go. There is no place in the world like Grenada. Its people are so unique, so fabulous. They take politics real serious. You can't tell a man nothing wrong about his party. He'll deal with you so seriously, and from there on, you are his enemy. But as man, I must open my big mouth to lament on some things you know about. So the bother come attack me. Don't waste your time on a old jungle like me. Pie in the sky, promises and mama guy. Voters say their expectations were too high. Like the old proverb from way back long. You want to be wrong and strong. Some people balling with their mouth closed. How they do that, only God knows. Man who could talk, they balling with their jaws locked. I thought only dummies used to do that. A lady told me she's dying inside slowly, but she don't mind once it's NDC killing she. She say we had enough under Claudius, so nothing wrong if baby Jesus kill us. All those who claim that they love country more than party. The truth and reality is quite visual and so clear to see. Some things are morally wrong and unethical, are considered as politically essential. Their backs are against the wall, but you still can't tell them they're wrong at all. $2,000 increase on your salary, but you cut for people owned by $150. I wonder who advising you. Old people go drag bam bam on you. You promise to improve standard of living, but I'm seeing more pain, hurt and suffering. Would you stop for a while and listen to me? Please don't send one more family into poverty. They're crying with their mouths closed. How they do that, only God knows. They're afraid to talk your supporters on the attack when they say, is that? A man told me as a strong foot soldier since June 23rd he ain't make $1. When he checked them, hear what they go say. You was wearing a green jersey one Sunday. I'm a strong supporter of the transformation agenda. It could be done with minimal errors, but tribalism and partisan politics messed up the Congress genetics. Mr. PM, you must stick to your promises. A lot of people voted you on these premises. How could you fool big people so? With pension, permanent, and more money galore. Now they're expecting you to deliver, but your conversation becomes so deeper. If your mind change, complain and tell us. Remember, you are Grenada, Jesus. You promise happiness and better days, but we sing the opposite in many ways. Man, don't go down in record as the worst PM. The poor and needy, please don't neglect them. A burning silence deep within, quietly suffering, because you are labeled as a greed. You could not count your blessings. Sandra told me she's greatly disappointed. That's not what she expected, but she's sticking with she party, even though she grandma lose the 150. Jonah was giving them one, but you offered them two. They took the bait and they voted for you. They say you focus on the rich and middle class, the lower strata, you don't care one ras. Now them out stretched long with fret and regret. They